So I'm driving through the back roads of North Carolina. I don't have a destination in mind. I really just wanted to get out and shoot today. It's a nice overcast day, which complements the lack of leaves on the trees, which normally I'm not a big fan of photographing. But the leaves are coming soon. You can see the little sprouts on the trees now. So I'm excited for that. Just hoping to find some old gas stations, maybe some abandoned buildings, some old cars. You know, typical things a film photographer would shoot, except I'm not a film photographer. So I'm gonna hope for the best and hope I can find something interesting out here. And we're just gonna drive and talk. So I'm about to hit 10,000 subscribers. And maybe by the time this video goes live, I will have already hit 10,000 subscribers. But I've been reflecting on what I've learned so far and where YouTube has brought me and how it's actually saved my photography. So it looks like we have our first photo spot up here. We're gonna see what we can find. I just saw an abandoned house I really wanted to take photos of, but there were apparently security cameras in place and no trespassing signs, so I have a feeling I'm gonna run into a lot of that today. Back when I started photography in 2016, I really only shot portraits. It began as a hobby, just taking photos of my friends. Then I had a friend whose girlfriend had a friend who modeled, and she asked if I wanted to do a photo shoot, and I was really nervous, but I said yes. But in 2020, when you know what happened, I wasn't really booking that many portrait shoots anymore. So bookings were not coming in, but I didn't want to stop taking photos. So to fill that void, I was just going out to take photos of anything with nothing particular in mind. And so I kind of started gravitating towards street photography and cityscape and landscapes. And all of that stuff was like really interesting to me. So by the time more people were willing to go out and start doing portraits again, I started falling out of love with it. I tried to get back into it, but I just didn't have that same spark. I did not have that same joy that I used to have. So it left me in kind of an interesting place. Because how am I supposed to make money taking photos, doing street photography, landscapes, cityscapes? No one really buys prints that much anymore. So it was around that time that I started working in video production, and honestly I was making more money that way than I ever made shooting portraits. But photography was still my main passion, and I just wasn't making money from it anymore, which I was kind of okay with, because for a long time I had said, you know, I'd like to keep photography as a hobby, but maybe I could do video as an actual job, because either way I'm still working with cameras. At that point in time, I had not started a YouTube channel. I hadn't even really considered it. And I turned 25, and it kind of clicked in my head. I'd always wanted to make YouTube videos, but I'd never actually done it. So I was like, all right, I'm turning 25 this year. This was back in 2021. And I was like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. So I started the YouTube channel, made a couple videos, and it was around my 4th video that things kind of popped off. But I'd got the A7C, and it kind of re-sparked my love for photography. And I started wanting to make YouTube videos about it because I'm like, I'm sure there's other people that love this camera, and if not, then maybe I can spread the message about how great this camera is. So I made the video about why the A7C re-sparked my love for photography. And after that, I continued posting more and more videos. But what if I could make money taking the photos I actually want to take by just making videos of me taking the photos, which is kind of what this video is. So I think we have found the first interesting photo of the day. There's not really that much out here, but I found this old car across the street, which I think could make for an interesting photo. So we are shooting on the Sony A7CR with the 35mm 1.8, as always. But I'm gonna run across the street and get a photo of this old car over here, and hopefully we can make an interesting photo. All right, let's try not to get hit by traffic. Currently shooting at f4, 1/25th of a second. Let's get a straight on shot. Wait for that car to move and... we're gonna go back to f4, get a nice corner shot. This might actually be my favorite frame. There we go. Okay, so those were actually some really cool shots. I see some no trespassing signs, so I'm not gonna hang around too long. We'll keep driving and see what we find. So I've been driving around for the past hour, and not to my surprise, I haven't found anything. So I turned around and started heading back. So I took a side road that I almost took earlier, but I didn't, and I came across this old house. So I started knocking on doors, asking if anyone knew who owned the property, because I wanted to ask before I actually park and take photos of this old cabin. And luckily, this garage down the street knew the owner, so they called the owner and they gave me permission. It's my first time ever actually knocking on someone's door asking for permission to take photos of something, so it took a lot of courage, but I did it. This cabin is actually really cool, and it looks like there's an old refrigerator or something in the background. So we're gonna shoot this at, I'm thinking f5.6, 1/125. Actually, let's do 1/200. All right, let's get a vertical. Whenever I take photos of something I really like, I try and get multiple angles of it. So I try and get a shot from the side so I get a little bit of depth in the image. But I also like to get a nice, just straight on shot. So I've been playing around with angles, and I got a couple shots I'm really happy with, but I think this shot with the field on the background on that side, without all of the distracting clutter over on the left side, I feel like this might be the best shot possible here. So I am shooting at f4.5 at 1/320th of a second. And get a vertical as well. Might have to step back a little bit. All right, I think that's good. I don't want to get up too close to the house since they were kind enough to let me take photos, and it says there are cameras, so I have this weird feeling they may be watching me. All right, so I am back at the studio. I drove around for like another hour. I did not have any luck. I did not find any more photos, although the photos I did take, I am very happy with. So you always hear YouTubers when asked, should you start a YouTube channel? Should I start a YouTube channel? They always say, yes, the best time is now. Stop putting it off. And I can attest to that completely. I listened to so many YouTubers say, if you want to start a YouTube channel, just do it. And I put it off for so long, but I'm so glad I finally listened. I was always a very insecure person. I used to always tell people there's a reason that I'm behind the camera and not in front of it. And now it goes both ways. As long as I've been a photographer, I've had the idea of making videos about my adventures and my photo shoots, but never did. At the time, it seemed very vain, because why would anyone ever want to watch me just take photos? So at the beginning of 2021, when I turned 25, I set the goal of making a YouTube channel. Now, my early videos were definitely very rough. You can go back and watch my first videos. The audio was definitely not the best. Those videos were very rough to me now, and I was definitely very hard on myself. But I think being overly critical of myself in my videos was actually a good thing, because I would overanalyze what I liked and what I did not like. So every time I would make a new video, I would make sure that the problems that I did not like in the previous video were fixed. And I think that can apply to not just YouTube videos, I think that can apply to your photography as well. Whenever you go out and take photos, pay attention to what you like and what you dislike when you're editing them, and you make that mental note so that next time you go out and take photos or make a video, you don't have that same problem that you had the last time. So for my first photo walk video I did, the audio was terrible. I was just using the onboard microphone on my camera. So after that, I made sure I got a wireless mic and I did not have that problem ever again. So like I said, I was always a very insecure person. I thought no one cared about me, maybe they just cared about my photos, but they did not care what I had to say. But not even 5 videos into my YouTube channel, I felt like I had found my voice. The fact that anyone would take 10 minutes out of their day to watch one of my videos just gave me more drive to make more and more videos. And it was soon after that I realized that I could potentially make a living off of making YouTube videos and taking the photos I actually want to take just by making videos of me taking the photos I actually want to take. It took less than a year after that for me to become a partner on YouTube and start monetizing my videos. Now, the money you make from ad revenue, it's not much, but once you set up other revenue streams, it makes that dream actually achievable. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not the first person to figure this out, but I felt like I had cracked the code because I hadn't really heard anyone mention this before. Now, what I'm talking about in this video may not resonate with everyone, but I know there's at least one person watching this video that has been toying around with the idea of starting a YouTube channel as a photographer, and I think it's a great idea. Mainly because I think YouTube allows photographers to actually put a personality to the brand. Of course, you can do that with Instagram, but being in front of the camera as much as you are with your YouTube channel, it allows people to connect with you more. Now, everyone talks about money and how much money you can potentially make from YouTube. But before that even came into the picture, I began seeing the impact my videos had on people. I started receiving comments and messages from people asking for advice or simply just to tell me how my videos inspired them. And that is by far the most rewarding aspect of my YouTube channel. And that's why at the end of every video, I say, I hope I could inspire you guys to get out and take more photos. Go out and shoot. Sharing my love of photography with everyone who watches my videos and seeing them have a positive impact on people all around the world has given me a sense of fulfillment that I've never felt before, especially not with Instagram. So that is how YouTube saved my photography career. If you guys have any questions, or maybe you're considering starting a channel of your own, please drop a comment and I will be happy to help you in any way that I possibly can. And please like the video and subscribe to help support me. And I hope I could inspire you guys to get out and take more photos. Go out and shoot.